Hi, my name is Raena Kline. I am a digital photographer and a student at Mesa Community College. I do plan on graduating this upcoming spring, so I'm very excited about that. I am a digital photographer versus a film photographer because I like the idea that with digital photography, you can take many, many photos without running out of film. As a kid, I loved to draw, and drawing was my first introduction to the art world. And as a young, kid, I loved the idea of being an artist in the future. And so this is actually a work that I took around the age, sorry, I'm so used to photography terms, that I drew around the age of 14 when I was in eighth grade. And that was around the same time that I started taking photography seriously. So I was gifted this little point and shoot camera from my grandmother, and I would take it everywhere. I loved it. And when I was younger, I was a pretty awkward kid and very withdrawn. So my camera was my portal to the world around me. And so I would bring it everywhere. And these are just a few photos that I took with in moments with my siblings. Fast forward to high school, I went ahead and signed up for actual photography classes through my high school. And this is a very significant image in my portfolio because this displays the first signs of growth that I had as a photo manipulator in Photoshop. So this is my sister again a few years later, and I just thought it was a really important piece to display those skills. So today I do a lot of self portraits because I feel like it is really difficult to capture the emotions that you're feeling in another person on command. It has to be very spontaneous when you take the photo, sorry, when you take the photo of somebody and you want to capture those feelings, it's hard to make someone feel what you're feeling at the time. Anyway, this is a photo that I took my second year in high school. And so this was an important breakthrough in my work as an artist because I was able to incorporate emotion and mental illness in my photos. So this one is called a hammer to the head, and it symbolizes stress and not being able to see clearly when you have challenges like mental illnesses. Fast forward another year, this image was also very important because it challenged my skills as a photo manipulator, and it also was very symbolic to the personal changes I was going through at the time. So I started a new chapter in my life, and I decided that I wanted to display that through this photo. And so this is basically about going into the unknown and having faith. Skip ahead to college, I decided to give drawing another try. It is not my thing. I remember constantly going to the bathroom during class in order to cry in frustration because the photos weren't coming out the way that I wanted them to. And it was just very frustrating. So, skip ahead, I decided to try photography classes in college. And so, this photo was a huge breakthrough in my style as an artist because it is very moody and it's black and white and it's gritty. And it was where I wanted to take my photography at the time. And I also was having a lot of mental health issues. So this work was really symbolic of what I was going through at the time. And this is just another work that kind of symbolizes the moodiness of my style during that period, which actually was a very short period in my artistic career. So my freshman year of college, I wanted to be a wildlife photographer, and Maricopa Community Colleges was offering a program to study abroad in Costa Rica. And ironically, the classes being offered during the study abroad option, sorry, class, yeah, class trip Anyway, during the study abroad opportunity, there we go, was the classes were wildlife biology and digital photography, and it was perfect. I was able to spend 3 weeks in Costa Rica doing something that I had decided I wanted to do as a career. And so these are just a couple of the images that I got from the experience. My style also changed during this period because I transitioned again to color photography, and that was a huge feat in my artistic career. So I did have to take some time off for mental illness issues. So this was actually manipulated this past July. The photo was taken in 2019, and it is a statue called Voyager in South California. Sorry, I mean Southern California. It's important to me because it's the first piece I was able to communicate the way I was feeling about the craziness of the world in an image that was not a self-portrait. I also have been developing more skills in Photoshop this past year, and this is an image that I manipulated of my great grandparents in order to color it. So on the left is the original photo, then I turned it to black and white and fixed the creases and then colored it. And I do this outside of school as a service to others, as in like a service offered. Sorry, that's what I meant. This is some of my recent work, which is more of the direction I want to go. I want to add more magical realism to my images to symbolize issues in the world and issues of my personal life. So this actually doesn't really have any symbolism, but I think it could be very symbolic for people if you really try. And this is ultimately where I want my work to go. This is some of my most recent work of star trails, and I really like the idea of landscape photography, but this type of photography feels very magical, and I would really like to pursue this further. And that is pretty much it. So you can contact me at Raena Kline at Gmail. You can contact me at Raena Kline on Insta and at Klein Catherine on Flickr if you want to check out more of my work. And I would really just like to um, use portrait and landscape photography in a magical way to help people think about real world issues going on today. And thank you so much for your time.